People of Earth, what are we doing this week? Well, not the Corolla. Why? I'm about to go on vacation. I can't wait. I'm gonna go see the family, so that should be a lot of fun. Ish. What are we gonna do today? Today we are gonna work on the 2003 Honda Civic Si. Some of you, or hopefully all of you, if you haven't, go check it out. There's a whole video on this car. This is a Lemons car. That one right there. We're gonna pull a transmission out of it. Why? Because third gear synchros have waved the white flag. They've quit. They've decided, nope, this isn't for me anymore. We're done. It's just doing Honda things. So we're gonna pull it out. We're gonna pull the clutch out as well. I did put a clutch in it like 3 years ago, but since then it had been rallycross. It's been to I think 2 endurance races that are 14 hours apiece. So it's been beat on pretty heavily, and it was not an expensive clutch. It was an eBay 6-puck. So it does grab on the violent-ish side. It has gotten better, but we're gonna pull it today and check it out. I will video as much as I can, but I'll be honest, it's not an easy task. You got to pull a subframe. It has to come out. You can't get the trans out otherwise. So that's right, we're playing with trannies today. Okay, a couple fun facts. This car has been lowered, so in order to get it on the rack, there's feet. Those kind of feet. They go there. So what you have to do on this car is I have to take them out and just set it on the lift arm. It should look like that. Those should go on there. But due to how low the car is, racing things, and the way it looks better, we have to do that to get it up on the lift. Fun story. So, like I said, hood's open. It's gonna go up in the air. Step 1. Disconnect the battery. I'm gonna move you guys. You guys probably don't want to stare at my butt this entire time. Okay, battery's disconnected and out. We're gonna take off the intake, disconnect the shift linkage, and I will show you how to do that. I'll bring you in real close, and so you guys can see it. If you're watching this for this, I'd recommend probably trying to find another video. This is not meant to be an instructional of how to take a transmission out of a Civic. This is more of an update on the Civic situation. Yep, never fails. I start filming, phone call. But if you ever want to think about only running your own business, it's not all it's cracked up to be. It is a non-stop job, and you really don't make much money. Anyways. Civic. Yeah. Excuse me. Pulled the intake off. Now this has a cold air intake, or hot air intake as I call them, because they're not really cold air. It was just on the car when we got it. It looks like that. Those of you who have a regular Civic Si and have a stock intake, I have no idea how it comes apart. Sorry. This one's pretty easy. There's an 8mm here on this clamp. There's a clamp here. There's the bracket that holds the cold air back there. That one. That one. Also, by the way, I am wearing gloves. I have a pretty good cut on my thumb and one on my knuckle, and I'm literally about to go on vacation, so I prefer not to get an infection. These are mediums and they fit me hand really nice. Guess I have kind of BK hands. Leave me alone. So the shift linkage comes apart. There's a couple clips there. There's one there that comes off. Then those slide off. All the bell housing bolts, which aren't that bad. And this is a hydraulic clutch. And it is an external slave, so that's kind of nice. So I'll just have to do that rather than having to bleed it out, because this is gonna, what's happening is this is being pulled. I'm going on vacation. A friend of ours that's on the team is rebuilding it. By the way, get yourself some little bungees. They have little small ones. It really helps to get some of the stuff out of your way when you disconnect it. Like the linkage that isn't going with the transmission when we pull it. You can just wrap it around it and hold it out of your way, which is super nice. Also be super nice when I'm documenting this, because if I have a question about how something went, I'll have it on camera. I kind of make little piles of the bolts so I know what goes where. And as you can see, it's already kind of started here with the linkage. It's gonna go for the engine mounts. Which, all the engine mounts, by the way, are the engine mounts. All the bolts to the bell housing should be 17s. Alright, so remember, I said in the beginning of this video, this wasn't an instructional video. Well, it turned into one. I skipped over an entire step here during the recording that I'm now looking at. You're staring at a transmission mount. It has two 17mm nuts and a 17mm bolt, along with a large 17mm nut that goes through the transmission mount on this side of the car. You do have to take all that loose to get the transmission out. If this doesn't work, I got a 3/4 inch impact. Let's hope we don't have to get through that. Also, for those of you who are wondering, the axle nut is a 32 mil. So do yourself a favor. Okay, it's turning into an instructional video. Put the axle nut back on to kind of tap on it. Make sure the axle's loose. Do it while everything's bolted. It won't move far, but it'll break it loose. We had this one apart at NCM. Why are you tilting on me? That's rude, man. I didn't do this to you. Oh, I did do that to you. There we go. We had this apart at NCM, so that one was already pretty loose because we had to put a bearing in it. This is how we do this. I take the ball joint bolt, lower one loose, and then pull the arm down, and then hopefully leave all that intact. Because all this is going to stay in the car. The subframe has to come out. There's unfortunately no way around it. Let me get you in here. There you go. This all has to come out to get that out. There's no way to pull it and wiggle it. It is what it is. I mean, calm down. You know, I can't control it. I didn't design it. Checking the ball joints. Good. Hey, also do yourself a favor during the transmission. By the way, some of y'all in this video is gonna say, put synchro mesh in it. Already tried that.
So what you're looking at here is me taking the front lower engine mount loose. Transmission engine mount. It is the front lower mount towards the front of the car. It is also a 17 millimeter with a nut that has a retaining clip, so it actually stays until it gets loosened.
I hear a MIG welder next door. I'm gonna have to give them crap later. Because they always give me crap for using my MIG welder, because they can TIG weld. Okay. So, there's one axle that goes here, and this is a stub shaft. You can just kind of just tap it. There's just a snap ring as it goes through there. The one over here, which goes up there, hope you guys can see, just put a pry bar between it and pop it out. If it gives you crap, don't go crazy because you'll ruin a seal and the axle. The other thing I'm going to tell you is you have to take the exhaust down, or do what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave the sway bar in here so I don't have to take the exhaust down. I'm just going to disconnect these, take these four bolts out, disconnect it from the control arm, and leave the sway bar on top of the exhaust. I don't have to disconnect the exhaust. You can disconnect the exhaust if you'd like. It's up to you. And this is turning into an instructional video. So, yup. By the way, no, I'm not making money on this. I'm doing this for free because I ran the race team at the last event, and the car stays here, so I get to do the work on it before any of you ask, because that'll always come up. By the way, I wouldn't recommend running a race team. Just kidding. I really like my race team. They're actually good people, which is why I do this.
So what you're seeing are the 4 bolts that hold in the subframe. I believe they're 17 mils. Actually, yes, I know they're 17 mils. I end up actually breaking a socket on that one that you see that doesn't want to come loose. Now, why did it come loose? I'll be honest, when I first started taking it loose, I thought the last time I put it together I had maybe cross-threaded it. Nope. Sure enough, what had happened was water gets in right where that bolt was and just made it really tight. I ended up using a long breaker bar with a cheater pipe to break it loose, but it did come loose.
People of Earth, I have more updates. Subframe's on the ground. I didn't film it. I got to go annoy my neighbors and get them to help me lift it out just because it was safer. I think the last time I did it and I used the trans jack, but realistically I don't. It literally, I help them all the time. They help me all the time. They use stuff here more than I do probably. So it's fun. They're good friends of mine though. I thought for sure this one bolt, I thought I was going to have to try to just spin this somehow, and I thought for sure this one bolt was cross-threaded. I thought maybe I cross-threaded it last time I put it together. Those of you who don't know, Honda uses fine thread on everything. So it's pretty easy to cross-thread them. Yes, I did mean to do that. I knew that I could get underneath there. I did this last time. You could suspend it. I don't like doing it because I don't get the movement underneath when I need to. So, some of you are going to say that. I know it. And you know what? That's fine. Do it your way. I've done that before. I did it last time. I'm going to do it again. So, you see it's safe. It wobbles because there's only one mount up there holding it in place, and then the trans jack, or the pole jack. So, I'm probably going to turn the camera off because there's no point in recording what I have to do. You got to pull the starter out, which is kind of a bear. I hate doing it. It's my most hated part of this entire job. You'll probably, when I pick it up, it'll be the transmission will be sitting on this and down in this general area. It's out. A couple things. A, I'm gonna put a new throwout bearing in it because I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it's loud. It's really loud actually. So I'm gonna replace that. Now, those of you curious, we have the clutch. There is a bunch of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 12.10 mils that you'll have to take off the clutch out. So we'll do that and see how it looks. Let me get a light in it. You guys can see. Ta-da! So side note, if you were doing this because your clutch isn't slipping, you might want to wear long sleeves. There's going to be fibers or fiberglass in it, and it itches like crazy. As you can see, this one's obviously got it. It'd be itching like crazy now. Oh god, yeah. Well, that's going to suck. Okay, I was gonna say, good deal. Now, before you ask, because you're gonna ask, why am I pulling the clutch if it works? I'm here. I want to inspect it. It has been 2.5 years. It's been an abused 2.5 years. Oh yeah. So this is really, like, that's what it should look like. A couple hot spots, nothing bad. This is a 6-puck clutch, which I will be really honest is in good shape. No, I'll get your peepers in here so you can see it. 6-puck. Why is it a 6-puck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pretty basic. It does show some signs of wear, but this is actually... yeah, I would probably replace it. And I would keep this as a spare, just in case. It's actually in pretty good shape, to be honest with you. Which is surprising. This is an eBay clutch, for the record. Why did I put an eBay in it? Well, I was broke when I was building this. So, that's why. Why will this have some hot spots to it? Nothing bad. It's actually pretty good. So, yep. We're gonna wrap this up here. As you can see, the clutch is actually in pretty good shape. The transmission, synchros are garbage. That's why it's out. That's why it's gonna get rebuilt. You can see, all in all, I'm gonna see this didn't take me too terribly long, but I've done this before in this very car. Yeah, it took me about an hour and a half. I was me by myself, working on it, with the exception of having a couple guys help me pull it. I am going to talk to the owner, tell him that I'd recommend putting a clutch in it, but it's not needed. So, mainly because I'm here, it's like, well, you might as well just replace it. It does need a throwout bearing. It is making a lot of noise. So I would recommend replacing that. Like I said, this trans is going to get rebuilt. We'll see how that goes. I'm not doing it, mainly because I'm going on vacation, which I'm super excited about, which, by the way, next week, I'm not sure what kind of a video it'll be. I do have a couple things going on while I'm up there that I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to do a couple willet runs, and it'll just be quick willet runs. It's not going to be an entire series. It'll be like, hey, there's 3 cars here that haven't run forever. Let's drop a battery in it and see what it does, kind of a thing. I know there's like a 52 Belvedere, I think it is, which I would really like to do that too. But I don't know if that's going to happen because I don't know the shape of that car, because I know it's been sitting up there for at least 5 years. And I don't know if that engine actually ever ran. So there's a Grand Marquis, which I know has a bad transmission. And then there's a 250 with a 6.9 diesel in it that I'm hoping to mess with. And then there's also a tractor that I had running when I first met her and her family. That was 11 years ago. No, we weren't married yet. It was like 14 years ago. Ooh. I did have it running, but it was blowing oil out of the exhaust. But might do it just for fun, just for giggles. If I have a free moment, because my family likes to, or my in-laws like to give me projects while I'm up there, which I'm okay with. It keeps me busy because then I don't get bored. Not sure what kind of video you'll see next week, so stay tuned for that. I will try to put a post up on YouTube saying what kind of it is, so you guys can either watch it or not watch it, kind of a thing. That'll wrap this one up. As you can see, it's going to stay like this for a week. It is sitting on the locks, because that way, if in case something fails, it doesn't shoot this up in the engine, and then I have to put an engine and a wiring harness and fix a whole bunch of crap. So, in the meantime, guys, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. If anything, if you don't do any of those 3, if you only want to do 33% of it, it's right, I can do math. Well, 33.3333333, yeah. Subscribe to the channel. Trying to make this work, trying to make some money, and if I make money at it, the more you get to see stuff like this, and or race car stuff, instead of boring kind of other stuff. So, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, and get out, enjoy life, it's too short.